Hi again folks, how you all doing? This is a Bachmann A1 Great Central that was sent to me by Trevor on behalf of his son Chris. He told me a wire's come loose and he wants me to look at that, check it over and convert it for DC running. So power on and nothing happens, it's dead as a dodo. So we'll shove it into the shed and we'll have a wee look at it. Alright, okay, a Bachmann A1. This is going to be much the same as my Balmoral, I think. One of my favourite models. I run it quite a lot. Yeah, Trevor said this has got a disconnected wire and he wants it to run on DC, so he's given me a blanking plate to fit. So we'll open this up and see what's what. It could be a very simple job. So I've now cursed it saying that, but we shall see. Maybe today it will be an easy job and we won't have any problems. Yeah, general condition of this is pretty good. It's a bit dusty. Great Central. Very nice models, these Bachmann A1s. It's got one of those, which are a bit of a devil to get on the track, to be honest, but I still prefer that to the floating wheels that Hornby went for. Right, okay, yeah, that all looks fine. I'm not seeing anything attached to the body. So I think it'll all just come away. So we've got two screws down in there and we've got a screw at the front. Tender, yeah, it needs a wee bit of a clean up. Ooh, what's that? Just spotted a foreign object, I think. Looks like a spider's leg or something. But yeah, otherwise that looks okay. Yeah, some cobwebs. Yeah, I think this has been a spider's home for a bit, but we'll clean it up. We'll get the sponge and we shall undo the front screw and these two wee screws at the back, of which I think one is missing. Right, get that screw out and this one, and that one is missing. So that should just lift out. We've got DCC gubbins. We shall get that off. I can't get it out. There we go. Right, there's the drawbar out. Stick that in. Can't get that to go any further in. We'll see if it works at that. All looks okay. We'll get a bit of lubrication into the gears. Right, let's just see if that works. Power on. It's a wee bit lumpy. Yeah, it was running a wee bit lumpy, but I think a wee bit of lubrication will sort that. We'll get some oil into the gears and axles, and we'll grease the gears up a bit as well. Oil in there. The gears are exposed, so we don't want to over lubricate them. Let's just work that in. It's still a wee bit lumpy running. Let's get a wee look at the axles. Undo these screws. Yeah, there's no bearings. But I can maybe get some oil in there without dismantling this too much. Poke it through the spokes. Okay. down. It still seems a bit sticky to me. I think this just needs a really good run. You know, it seems to be reluctant to pull away slowly from a standstill, and it should do. And it's a wee bit lumpy running. I don't see anything wrong with it. I just think it needs a good run. So I'm going to go and give this a good few laps of the layout and see how it goes then. That looks like that's blown to me. Yeah, that's blown. So I don't think that's ever been connected. I think that was always loose. And the decoder has blown, and that's why it wouldn't run. But we've converted it back to DCC ready, so it'll be fine. But let's give this a good run and see if we can get it to run a bit smoother. Right, let's give this a couple of laps. See, that's not pulling away very smoothly. Yeah, not happy with that. So yeah, it's not running too well at all. I think the wheel spacing is too wide. You know, it's sitting about, let me just check it again. It's, yeah, 14.6, 14.3, 14.4. Yeah, that front axle's up about 14.6, so it's too wide. So we'll give that front wheel a bit of a squeeze. I'd kind of like to take it all apart and give everything a good clean. Give everything a good scoosh out with contact cleaner. Get rid of all the old lubrication and get some nice fresh lubrication in there. The other possibility is the worm gear looks as if it's sitting quite tightly onto that gear. It should be okay. There's a little bit of play in the gear. But I don't think there's much I can do about that because that motor's clipped in. What I thought was going to be a simple little job, lo and behold, it isn't. Ah well. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with that front axle. So, okay, we'll take it to bits. From there, untangle all these wires so I can get that out. Yeah, the gears seem okay. Just need to loosen everything up here because these wires, these two wires here, will be soldered to the pickups, which are fixed to the underframe. Yeah, that's what I wanted to happen. Get lots of slack. Now, does this come out? There we go. Just needed a wee bit of persuasion. So this front axle is sprung, and when the underframe was on, I noticed that the axle wouldn't do that. It was stopping about there. So it wasn't moving freely. I think it maybe got itself a little bit jammed. There's a point there where it kind of sticks. So we'll take this out. Right, I'm going to take a round file and just file this out. And do that. Right. Last time I did this, somebody Said they thought I'd be using a back-to-back gauge. I do have a back-to-back gauge. Out you come. Got one of these. But it's at... oops, it's nearly spilt my oil there. It's set at 14.3, which is fine for most modern models, and it probably would be okay for this actually, so I might use it here. Okay, that's better. I think we'll leave it at that. Right, okay. Plenty of oil in that axle. Okay, we'll sort that socket out in a minute. Let's just see if this runs any better. Okay, it's going round the curves, I think. Yeah, it's better, but it's not quite there, I don't think. So, from a standstill, turn on the power, and you can see nothing happens. Give it a wee shove and it goes. Again, apply power gradually, nothing happens. Honestly, I've been sitting here trying to figure out why this wasn't running too well. I was thinking it was the gears, wheel spacing, was it the axles, you know, just going through all the usual stuff. What's the basics? What's the first thing you should check on your locomotive if it's not running too well? Check how dirty the wheels are, eh? Look at the state of these wheels. You probably can't really see on camera, but the wheels are filthy. Oh my. Sometimes I worry about myself, I really do. Right, let's clean the wheels and see if this runs a little bit better. What a goat. These wheels are absolutely filthy. They really are. That's got to be one of my my best yet. I'm just going to pop this motor so I can turn the wheels manually. It just makes it easier to clean them. Now you see, I could edit all that out and just make out that the you know, adjusting the wheel spacing and putting fresh lubrication into the axles and all that did the trick and it ran fine. But no, I like to be honest. I mean, they're not just a wee bit dirty, they are really, really dirty. That's one cotton bud, it's almost a cotton bud per wheel job. It's funny, sometimes you just don't spot things. You know, it was like when I was working on that AF the other day, you know, the problem of the screw hitting the armature was very evident. I just didn't see it until the next day. And I've been working away on this all afternoon, what should have been a very simple job. But I got a bit distracted with the axles and the wheel spacing. And lumpy running, well, yeah, dirty wheels can cause it. Lima diesels can be bad for it. You know, the wheels on old Lima diesels pick up dirt very easily, and they can start to run quite lumpy. But I don't think I've ever seen it on a Bachmann steam locomotive. But then I've never seen a Bachmann steam locomotive with wheels as dirty as this. Right. What are these like? They're okay. They're okay. Right. Let's see if this runs a wee bit better. Right, turn the power on slowly, see if this pulls away. Look at that. So much better. So yeah, for some reason I just didn't look at the state of the wheels. I mean, I was looking at the wheel spacing and the axles and all the rest of it, but I just didn't notice that the wheels were absolutely filthy. And that, of course, interrupts the conduction of electricity. I kind of twigged when it was sitting there in the test track and wouldn't move, and I just touched one of the wheels and it moved. Normally that's a pickup issue when it does that, but I thought the pickups are fine. And it was just when I was looking at the pickups I spotted the state of the wheels. Right, I'm going to stick this on the layout just to double check that it runs okay, and then we'll get it all back together. Yep, runs fine on the layout, thank goodness. Right, okay, we'll pop this back in. Squeeze all these wires together. Okay, that's all fine. Right, we'll get the body on. Pops in. To get the drawbar in. So right, I'm pretty sure that's this locomotive sorted. Let's have a wee look at this tender. Tender wheels are okay. It's just needing a bit of a dust. Right, final test. Seems fine. Yeah, it's pulling about 100 milliamps. Alright, okay, well that took an awful lot longer than it should have done. Let's pull out the shed. So there we go, that's Trevor and Chris's great central sorted out. A blown decoder, duly replaced with the provided blanking plate. A bit of adjustment to the back-to-back, a basic service, and yeah, a good wheel clean. And that was that. An easy job, but for some weird reason I just didn't notice how dirty those wheels were, and I was very puzzled as to why it was running so hesitantly. I was looking for some sort of gear issue, and then I noticed that the wheels were caked in black gunk. Sometimes you just forget the basics, but to be honest, wheels so dirty as to cause stoppy-starty running like that isn't really that common, especially on this sort of model. But yeah, clean the wheels. Nice models, these Bachmann A1s are a bit of a devil to get on the track. A re-railer would be a good thing to have for these. But I shall get it packed up and sent back to Trevor and Chris. Catch you later, folks.